What are the Savannah Bananas? If you've spent any time on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram over the past couple of years, chances are you've come across them. A baseball player dances at home plate before taking a pitch. An umpire breaks into choreography. A batter walks on stilts. The crowd is laughing, singing, and participating in the game as if they're attending a concert instead of a baseball game. At first glance, it almost looks fake, but it's very real and it's become one of the biggest success stories in professional sports. The Savannah Bananas have gone from a small collegiate summer baseball team in Georgia to one of the hottest tickets in America. Their games routinely sell out stadiums that seat tens of thousands of fans. They attract millions of viewers online, and they've created a version of baseball that appeals to people who never considered themselves baseball fans in the first place. So what exactly are the Savannah Bananas, and why has the country become obsessed with them? The answer has surprisingly little to do with baseball. It started with a simple observation. The Savannah Bananas were founded in 2016 in Savannah, Georgia as a collegiate summer baseball team. Like countless teams before them, the original goal was straightforward: put together a competitive baseball club, attract fans, and build a successful local franchise. But founder Jesse Cole began noticing something that would ultimately change the direction of the organization. Most people weren't buying tickets because they loved baseball. They were buying tickets because they wanted to have an enjoyable evening with friends and family. That realization led to a much bigger question. Instead of asking, how do we build a better baseball team? Cole began asking, how do we create the most entertaining 2 hours someone can spend? The distinction seems subtle, but it completely changed the business. Baseball became the vehicle, not the product. Traditional baseball organizations focus primarily on winning games. The Savannah Bananas focus primarily on creating unforgettable experiences. That doesn't mean the baseball isn't real. The players are talented athletes, many with collegiate or professional backgrounds, but every part of the experience is designed around one objective: make sure something entertaining is happening at all times. Players dance between innings, coaches become part of the show, the umpires perform choreographed routines. Fans aren't simply watching the game, they're participating in it. Rather than treating entertainment as something that happens between innings, the Bananas weave it into nearly every minute of the event. Then came Banana Ball. As the organization grew, it introduced its own version of the sport called Banana Ball. The philosophy was simple: keep everything people love about baseball while removing many of the parts casual fans find slow or frustrating. Games are limited to roughly 2 hours. Batters can't constantly step out of the box. Bunting is prohibited. If a fan catches a foul ball, it's recorded as an out. Walks become exciting sprints around the bases instead of a routine trip to first. Every rule was designed around one question: does this make the game more entertaining? Whether traditional baseball fans agree with every change is beside the point. The Bananas weren't trying to replace Major League Baseball. They were trying to create an entirely different product. Social media turned them into a national phenomenon. The Savannah Bananas were perfectly built for the internet even before they realized it. Almost every game produces moments that are instantly shareable: impossible catches, synchronized dances, hilarious player interactions, and fan participation that looks unlike anything else in sports. Those clips began spreading across social media, introducing millions of people to the team. And the remarkable part is that you don't need to understand baseball to enjoy the videos. The entertainment stands on its own. That's one of the biggest reasons the Bananas have grown far beyond the traditional baseball audience. The experience is more like a Broadway show than a ball game. People attending their first Savannah Bananas game often expect a baseball game with a few funny moments. What they discover is something much closer to a live entertainment production. Music is constant. The crowd is involved throughout the evening. Players interact directly with fans. There are surprises that have nothing to do with the score. The baseball provides the structure, but the atmosphere feels more like attending a concert, comedy show, and sporting event all at once. For families especially, that's a compelling combination. Children who might lose interest during a traditional 9-inning game remain engaged because something unexpected is always happening. Adults who don't normally follow baseball leave talking about the experience rather than the final score. Why tickets are so hard to get. Success has created an entirely new challenge for the organization. Demand now far exceeds supply. The Bananas routinely sell out large stadiums across the country, and tickets are often distributed through lotteries because there simply aren't enough seats for everyone who wants to attend. Ironically, that scarcity has only increased interest. Seeing a Savannah Bananas game has become less like buying tickets to a local sporting event and more like securing seats for a major concert tour. The real lesson behind the Savannah Bananas. It's tempting to view the Bananas as a novelty. a clever gimmick that happened to go viral. That misses the bigger story. The organization succeeded because it asked a fundamentally different business question than nearly everyone else in its industry. Most baseball teams are in the business of presenting baseball. The Savannah Bananas believe they're in the business of creating joy. Once that became the mission, every decision became easier. Rules changed, the presentation changed, marketing changed, even the role of the players changed. Everything was evaluated based on whether it made the audience smile. The bottom line, the Savannah Bananas aren't trying to compete with Major League Baseball, and they don't need to. They've created an entirely different category of sports entertainment, one where baseball is only part of the attraction and the overall experience is the real product. In an era when countless industries are fighting for people's attention, the Bananas have demonstrated a simple but powerful idea. Sometimes the biggest innovation isn't creating a better product, it's redefining what your customers were actually buying all along.